Welcome back to the channel, guys. We are out. I guess it's just me. I'm out looking for some sheds today. It's actually the afternoon. It's about 5 o'clock. Just got off work. Ran up to a canyon that we like to shed hunt. If you've been following along with our series, this is the same place we went on opening day. And I'm parked on the road right below where I picked up those two sets. Right on the fence line behind me and probably up maybe a half mile up the ridge line. And I was kind of glassing across over here just because I did see a bull there maybe like late March by himself over there, and I didn't have binos, but I couldn't tell if he had antlers on still or not. So anyways, I was just glassing over there. I got the quad and I'm gonna probably shuttle myself, so I'm gonna hop on the quad, drive up a couple miles up the canyon, park the quad, and I'm gonna rip up the ridge and just try to make some passes through this stuff and then work my way back towards the truck. Should be a nice afternoon hike, and hopefully we pick up some sheds. This spot's been hit a bunch so far, so we'll see if we can pick anything out. Come along though, hopefully we do. Hopefully we have some content to show you guys, some more sheds. So a couple things to note when you're doing a shuttle. Always make sure you get your keys. So I got the keys to the truck in my bag. I also have the keys to the quad here. I'm gonna put those in my bag. The other key thing is mark where your truck is at and where your quad is at, so you know where to pick up and where to come back to. I didn't mark my truck, so kind of a bummer, but I know exactly where it is because I know this area really well. Anyways, I just parked the quad, and I'm gonna head up the ridge a little bit, get a little elevation. I want to get to some bands where I'd like to find the sheds in this canyon, and then kind of just work my way back to the truck. I think we came up here and we're about 3 miles up the canyon from the truck, so got about a 3 mile jaunt back. Shouldn't be too bad. I'm gonna kind of zigzag in some spots, I think, if I find some tracks, and just kind of do some good poking around. But yeah, seems like there's been some more elk in here since we came shed hunting, because there's more tracks on the road after it kind of drizzled this past weekend. And forgot a hat, so hopefully my patchy bald head does not get burned, but clouds don't look too bad. So anyways, let's see how it goes. Okay, and we're off. Make sure you start your Onyx tracker so you can get all your miles. And then also, good idea, especially if you're shed hunting, so you can keep the tracks. I've been saving my tracks from last year and this year. And of course I save the pins where I pick up all my sheds. And so we can go back and hit those same areas, or at least just look around in those areas. So all kinds of sign up in here. All right, just kind of cruising this tall pine looking stuff, kind of open. And I just kind of glass down through some of this stuff. I get a little hesitant sometimes going up, because I feel like sometimes I go too high and I walk myself through the zone. So I don't know if you're a shed hunter and you're watching this, do you guys have that feeling sometimes where you feel like maybe you gain too much elevation and you need to drop back down? Or do you just kind of like to hit all the elevations? Anyways, I'm starting to see more sign up here. I'll kind of flip this around and show you guys what I'm talking about. You can see a big scat pile there. There's a couple more going up through here. Usually when I find a big pile like this, that tells me that they were actually here, like not just wandering, but here hanging out, kind of feeding. Usually if they're walking, you'll see it kind of scattered for a long distance. And that usually to me indicates that they're just kind of walking through with kind of no purpose. They're not really hanging out. So this sign kind of tells me that they were maybe hanging out in here a little bit more, or at least staying in here longer than just walking through. Yeah, nothing so far. Oldest shed on the planet. Probably a deer shed way back in the day. Anyways, so I'm gonna work my way to these aspens here and then kind of around this little knob back here. Go see what's back in there. All right, so when I'm shed hunting, this is kind of the sign or age of sign that I'm looking for. You can kind of see some old tracks kind of in the mud, which to me signifies that they were here when the snow just melted off, which is right around mid-March, which is right when they start shedding. So these are kind of the trails that I've been trying to look for. You can kind of see that one going that way. And I kind of just look around in the trees around them, and usually you find some. Right, I just stopped and was like thinking, man, wouldn't it be nice if these things just dropped right where they drop every year and you could just go back to the same spot and just pick them up. But I saw my tracks were up here on Onyx from last year, probably about 50 yards up there. And I stopped to go to the bathroom. I look up and I could see some white tips. Looks like a pretty old mule deer shed, but it looks like it's a pretty good one. So we'll go pick it up. At least we got something. We didn't totally get skunked today. So I stopped right here by this tree. I looked up and I could just see those tips right there. And I pulled it up in my binos. Nice little mule deer. Well, let's kind of keep it rolling here. Won't do any major pickup because I don't think it's super rad, but oh geez, it's a giant. Yeah, that's a big mule deer shed. Been here a while though, huh? Oh. Every time I get to a shed, I always just stop and I look around, see if I can find anything at all, or see if I see one laying around nearby, because sometimes the match might be kind of close, but it doesn't look like it. So not the best, but we'll do a quick pickup. Oh, yeah, it's a big mule deer. Really big. Thing is heavy still. Nice. Really nice eye guard. Pretty cool. Got a little chewed up right there, but we'll throw it in the bone pile. Add some weight to our stash. Cool. Alright, so here's some better tracks to show you guys. You can see how big those are. Notice how they're in the mud. And it's been dried and you can tell it's just one single track. Looks like he kind of went to the bathroom, kind of worked his way down that way into that timber. So I'll probably bite, probably go down there and maybe cut across and hit some of that timber over there. See what happens. Yes, finally, I'm on the board with the big brown. I was just cruising through some of this stuff, just came through a finger. I think up over this finger or the next one is where I picked up some browns last year. But I was like walking through here and I was just having a good time. And I'll show you, I saw some tracks that were like really fresh, probably not shed, but I'll show them to you. So this is what I saw. Sorry, I just kicked a rock. Rock! Rock! I don't think anybody's down there. Alright. Anyways, I saw these tracks. I was like, dang, those are some pretty good tracks in the mud. And then I kind of started to kind of kick up just to see like how wet it was underneath there. And I was like, okay, those are pretty, a little fresher. Anyways, I kept walking. And then I was like, man, I'm just going to go slow. And I really wanted to go down into this nasty stuff down here, but I wasn't super sure about it, so I kind of just kept walking. And I just kept walking. And I was walking, and I was gonna go up through this little trail because I'm on this elk trail. Lots of good sign. Lots of good sign. And then I stopped out right here. And I looked down. Bingo, bango, bongo, baby. Boom. Big brown elk shed right there. Sweet. On the board today. That's 2. All right, let's go down there. Oh, that's a good sign. His other side could be somewhere in here. Man, look at that. Right on these tracks. Boom. Hey, his other side could be really close, guys. You might have to kind of look around. I'm already looking. Can't see me, but I'm looking everywhere. Ooh, that's a big shed. Oh, snap. That thing's got some mass. Holy buckets. All right, well, it's back up behind me. Right there where my pack is. I marked it on my Onyx, and I'm just going to kind of wander down through here real quick. Just see if I can see the other side or maybe find another one. There's a lot of good sign in here. I mean, they were definitely in here. Just got to have the right line and the right angle, guys. That's what it's all about. Let's see if we can turn up the other side. All right, I went looking. Kind of went down and around and came back up. I didn't see it, but there's a ton of sign and track down in the timber down there. But yeah, anyways, let's pick this guy up. All right, guys, got a nice 6-point here. Busted off his royal, chipped his 3rd. But looks like a real heavy, dense horn, so let's see what it is. Oh, nope, it's a little lighter. Not bad though. Pretty sweet. Cool burr. Looks like it's got a little blood residue on it still. Yeah. It's pretty sweet. Man, all the bulls up here this year have just been super busted. Like busted royal, chipped 3rd. Man, they're all like 6 points, so I've been finding a lot of 6s this year. Anyways, it's kind of a weird burr. It's like he's missing like that entire section right there. It just has like all the nubbies right here and all the knobs up here. Right here, it's just smooth. Huh. Anyways, cool shed. That's what we come out here for. I mean, the mule deer shed was awesome, but I love elk sheds. This is what I love to find out here. It's just like makes my whole day, my whole week. All right, well, let's throw it on the mystery ranch and let's keep hiking. Got like a little less than an hour-ish to get back to the truck, and we still got a ways. So we kind of got to get a move on it. But I marked this spot on my Onyx. Definitely gonna have to bring Hayden and Kendra back in here and just comb this whole Finger Valley right here, because they were hanging out in here. I mean, the tracks were coming this way down into it. There's tracks just coming off this ridge back behind me, just coming down into the timber. And then down about 100 yards down from the shed, there's just like scrape trees everywhere. Big down aspens and some pines where they've been scraping, so I feel like there's probably some more sheds in this area for sure. Just have to kind of pick them out. This might be a spot that nobody's hit, but let's get back to it. Yeah, you can see all the sign, all these big spots. All this, we're walking down to that timber down there. I'm not gonna go down there today, but I know exactly where that's at, so. Anyways, I'm gonna kind of slip over this hill right here, follow these tracks. Hopefully find some more sheds. All right, guys. Light is fading quickly. It's getting dark. It's about 8 o'clock, and I'm on my way out. Just kind of cruising some of these ponderosas. Again, it's kind of the same area that I've been hitting a bunch, but this is a little more open. I found a shed back that way last year, about maybe a quarter mile. So I thought maybe why not drop down in here, drop some elevation, come down to where it's a little more open, just see if I could maybe scoop one up that somebody hasn't seen yet. Or just one that was cruising through here and just happened to drop one. But I'm not really seeing anything. It's hard to see because the light's kind of going dark real quick. Anyways, I'll let you know if I find anything. If not, I'm just enjoying a beautiful late afternoon hike. And the temps are great. There's all kinds of elk sign in here still from like when they were shedding, but if those bulls or cows, who knows? Don't know if you can see, but there's like some live elk right there. See them right above my finger, right above this log, right on the ridge line, right before it goes to the timber. A couple cows, I think. Just caught my eye for a glimpse, and I looked up there. All right, there's a whole slew of them now. Whole group of elk right there. Sorry, I can't zoom in. I'm on my vlog camera. It's as zoomed as it'll go. Looks like just a bunch of cows and calves. Nice herd though. Well, those elk had no idea I was even there. So I'm just gonna let them go, and I'm gonna dip down because it's getting dark now. Elk got me distracted. All right, guys, we are officially loaded up. We are heading out of here. It's about 8:50. Got back to the truck about 8:30. And all we picked up was the broken 6-point and the chalked out white mule deer shed. So not a bad day at all. I had such a blast. It was awesome to see all those elk. And then to pick up a shed is just the icing on the cake. So, oh man, what a day. Crazy to come out only for 3.5 hours and pick up 2 sheds. So not bad, about 4.5 miles of hiking. So pretty decent day. Anyways, guys, thanks for following along. You know it's going to be the year 2 of our shed hunting adventures. Not sure what we're going to call it this year, but thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you guys on the next shed hunt. Later.